Wayne, is a such a pleasure to have you here with us today. You've that remarkable career spanning wrestling, acting, and producing. Could you tell about the most significant life-changing event that led you from football to becoming The Rock?
Thanks for inviting me. It's great to be here. Well, the turning point for me came when I was playing football at the University of Miami. I had big dreams of making it to the NFL, but I suffered a major injury. That really crushed me at the time. I hadn't considered wrestling, but that injury changed everything. My football career was ended before it really started. But that setback was a blessing in disguise. My dad, being a wrestler, encouraged me to give wrestling a shot. And well, here we are.
It's incredible. So it's fair to say that if you have gotten in your meet would have become one of the most iconic figures in WWE history when you look back on your worldly career. What do you consider to be your greatest achievement?
Oh man, there have been so many milestones, but I think the one that stands out most is winning my first WWE Championship. That was in 1998, if I remember correctly. At that moment, I realized I'd made it in the industry, but even more than the titles, it was about connecting with the audience. I have always said the most important thing is the people. Without them, none of the championships, the catchphrases, or the moments would mean anything.
How long had you been wrestling before you won your first championship? That must be such a rewarding moment after all the hard work.
Oh, it took me about 2 years. I debuted in 1996 as Rocky Maivia, but the fans didn't love that character right away. Honestly, those few moments were tough. I was still trying to find my voice in the ring, and there were plenty of ups and downs. I hadn't really figured out who I was as a performer until I transformed into The Rock. Once I connected with that persona, everything started to change.
You will definitely for your voices you will build such a diverse current. You will being a world champion, wrestler, a global movie star, and successful entrepreneur. What would you say is something you be always wanted to achieve but haven't and the chance to yet?
That's a great question. I accomplish a lot, but one thing I haven't done yet is win an Academy Award. Acting is a craft I have worked hard on over the years, and although I have received some recognition, that Oscar is still a goal of mine. I believe it will happen when the time is right, but for now, I'm focused on creating movies that connect with people.
An Oscar will be amazing, and I'm sure it's just matter of time. Speaking of acting, you've been part of some hugely successful franchises like Fast Furious and Jumanji. How long have you been acting, and how do you feel you've grown as actor over the years?
I have been acting for over 20 years now. It all started with a small role in The Mummy Returns back in 2001. When I first started, I wasn't as comfortable or confident in front of the camera. I think the turning point came when I embraced the idea of being myself on screen and bringing my authenticity to the roles. I have worked hard on improving my skills, taking lessons, learning from directors, and just getting better with every project.
That's fantastic. It's much having a steep learning curve in the beginning. I bet there were times when you don't think your path, especially when such a being current change. Was there ever moment when you thought acting meet nowhere out?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, when I did the Scorpion King, my first starring role, there were moments when I thought, what am I doing? I hadn't fully transitioned from the wrestling world, and I wasn't sure how well I'd be received as a leading actor. The reviews were mixed, and I hadn't built my confidence in acting yet. I had a lot to prove, both to myself and to the industry. But I have never been afraid of hard work, and I kept pushing forward. Luckily, things turned around pretty quickly.
That's impressive. But let's talk a bit about challenging. You have a long, successful career, but Schuler, there have been times when things was planned. Can you tell us all about time when you face failure or disappointments?
Oh, definitely. Failure has been a constant companion. One of the biggest disappointments was not making it in the NFL. I had worked so hard for years, and when that dream ended, I was completely lost. I didn't know what my future would look like, but that failure pushed me to find a new path. And even in acting, there have been projects that didn't perform well or times when I was overlooked for roles. I have learned to embrace those setbacks. They build character.
This incredibly resilient you are doing. You face so many challenges as did you've managed to turn the into opportunities before finish. Can you tell us what's next on your agenda? Are there any new goals you've set for yourself?
Right now, I'm focusing on expanding Seven Bucks Production, our production company. We are working on some exciting projects that I can't wait for people to see. I'm also spending more time with my family. After all, that's what's most important. But as for goals, there's always something to chase. I still have a lot I want to accomplish. Like I said earlier, an Oscar would be nice, but for now, I'm just enjoying the journey.
It sounds like the journey has been good, as rewarding as the achievement. Thanks so much for joining us today. Wayne, it's been a inspiring conversation.
Thank you both. It's been a pleasure. Always very great to chat and share some stories.